you've got yourself something funky.
That's him.
Oh, I'm over here.
Yeah. I don't know who Roland is, but hi, I'm over on YouTube.
Oh there, Roland. Sorry for a bit late to spot you, but, you know, we weren't live when you joined in. That was 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I set the stream up
Yeah,
early, but
we're here now.
we just, I can't see who's doing the tagging, but thank you. That could be Stu, could be Dell. Not a doubt of that.
It's a Facebook user. Could even be Dave Evans.
Could.
But no, apparently it's Phil Blake. Or they're tagging Phil Blake. One of the two.
Yeah, tagging. Evening, Alan. Alan's just been doing a dragger. I hope he's feeling, well, I'm sure he will be feeling okay.
He'll be fine.
I can put my keyboard up there. I don't have time now. Don't need to hold now. So, Corin, you've been keeping a secret. You wouldn't tell me what it is you've got.
Oh, I never tell you what I got. What I did tell you, though, is what I don't have. And I don't have any milk this week because I forgot. I do have some ice cream, though.
It's better than nothing.
The ice cream is not for cooling my mouth down.
Ooh, it's a sauce that goes with ice cream.
Not quite. It is, in fact, a dessert sprinkle.
I can't see where they're from.
This comes from Smoking Ed.
Smoking Ed.
Yeah, this is one of his new Pepper X products.
Pepper X
I got it for
dessert.
that reason. I got it more because it was interesting and different. But yeah, this is pure cocoa powder, pure cane sugar, turbinado sugar, which means nothing to me.
I was going to say
coconut sugar,
it is.
pepper powder, vanilla powder, dried orange peel, dried ginger, and then finally the Pepper X at the end. So it's way down the ingredients. I don't expect it to be anything record level or anything that really tests what Pepper X is or isn't capable of. As said, I didn't really get it for that, but it is interesting that that's in this.
The ingredient sounds as though it'd make a nice drink of hot chocolate, but obviously it's going to be too hot for that. So,
well, we'll see, won't we?
Well, I imagine by the time you can put enough to make it. Coffee.
A hot chocolate. No, it just says coffee on the mug. Right. It does come with a sprinkle cap. We're not going to be using that, are we?
Alan's looking to do something else. Needs another.
So initially that just smelled nice gingery chocolate. And then suddenly my nostrils were on fire. So I'm not sure if I accidentally inhaled a little or if it's just that hot.
I was going to say you're not meant to snort it.
But I'm going to try and have a pinch of it. So it's more bitter than sweet. It definitely needs to go with something sweet, I think. But yeah, it's chocolatey. It's a little bit gingery. There's hints of the orange in there, and there's definitely a heat when it hits my throat. Let's see how it goes over the ice cream, shall we? I was wrong. I will be using the sprinkle cap for this one.
A little dust of it.
Yep, not too much, but more than enough, you know?
It's always best to put less on. You can always put more on later than take some off.
Jeez.
You are Stu. You're still showing us Facebook user.
Yeah. It just goes straight to the throat. You just inhale it somehow. No matter how much I try not to. There's just a light dusting on the ice cream. The flavor's pleasant but subtle. However, oh no, actually I got a bit more of it in that one. That's nice. It tastes good, but God, does it hit the throat hard.
Do
I
you do you
was a little
taste
bit
the
red when we
chilies?
started. I'm bright red now. I'm not fully sure. Pepper X, from what I've had of it, is fairly sort of soft, mushy fruit flavor. And if there's any of that in there, it's mixing in with the orange to be basically imperceptible. Right? Let's try stirring some into my hot chocolate and see what that does to it. Hopefully, the hot chocolate will contain it and I won't inhale it again.
Bit of ice cream and you thought your hot chocolate might have been good.
It might, but I've been sitting here for 10 minutes as is. Didn't want my hot chocolate to get too cold.
Yeah, it's the clue's in its name, isn't it? Hot chocolate.
Yeah. Oh no, that's pleasant. It's hitting my throat, but it's hitting my throat contained within the liquid, so it's actually a nice warmth. And being the super hot that it is, it's a fairly and there's a good kick to it initially, but it's a gradual build to it as well. That's in terms of heat, that's like your standard chili hot chocolate, but longer and hotter.
Just need to be sat around a cold campfire now. Well,
Yeah.
around a warm campfire in the cold.
I don't get too much of the specific ginger and fruit flavors coming through in this, but I mean, it does what it needs to. It warms up the hot chocolate a little bit. And actually quite a decent bit. So we'll set that aside for now and move on to the third thing. They did also bring a cheesecake. Now, this is a weird cheesecake. For some reason, the only cheesecakes the supermarket had were these crazy upside down ones. So we're going to be having an upside down cheesecake. It is miscellaneous red berry. Sorry, it's catching my throat again. Miscellaneous red berry and vanilla flavor. You can see all the little black flecks of vanilla in there. And I'm going to be just peeling off this to add the sprinkling, which is in fact the base. No idea why the base is on the top.
Because it's upside down.
Yeah. Why? Anyway. Let's sprinkle it on. Actually, this is good because this means it's contained between the base and the actual cheesecake. Even it out a little bit.
Evening, John.
There you go. You can see it on there. Nice covering over all the top of that. Lick my fingers, which is probably a mistake. Go. Now for cheesecake.
I'm guessing it's nice.
Yeah. And it's red berry, vanilla, chocolate, little hint of ginger to it, which I always like in the base of a cheesecake anyway. It's simple. It works. And this is definitely the best so far at containing the heat. Got the cream there to add a little bit of cooling to it, but also the crumble on top so that it doesn't immediately get inhaled. And so, yeah, I think this is the best way of having it of the bunch I've had. Inhale a little bit there, though. Well, if that's no good for Luciano, today's other one is definitely not going to be. Because we do also have this Hot Ones ginger goat.
And
I mean, I
I'm doing
say
better
Hot
with
Ones.
ginger.
It was on Hot Ones.
I'm
You don't
doing
mind a
better
bit of
with
ginger.
ginger. I'm getting
But you're
there.
doing better with ginger.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this might go down well then. This is definitely one of Smoking Ed's best. I've had some sauces from him and not been very impressed, to be honest. But this I've quite enjoyed, apart from the fact that I keep inhaling it and it keeps hitting my throat hard.
Yes, I have. I don't know who asked that, but yes, I have.
He has.
Twice, I think.
Yeah, moving on to the ginger goat. You smell it, it's got a light fruitiness to it, and then a bit of a ginger undertone, but well. So a quick look at the ingredients. They say it's a balanced blend of smoked pineapple, ginger, and garlic with a headbutt of Carolina Reaper at the tail end. So when I was given a taster of this, I picked these up at the chili shop in Leeds. And yeah, Frank does like to do tasters. I was not told what chili was in this. I was not expecting that at all. Yeah, this is pineapple and ginger. Full list is apple cider vinegar, smoked pineapple, ginger, pineapple, carrot, lime juice concentrate, Carolina Reaper pepper, smoked onion, smoked garlic, which contains olive oil apparently. Sugars, which contains exclusively brown sugar, so I don't know why they listed sugars. Kosher salt, cilantro, which is coriander in English, and then turmeric.
In English.
Yeah, as opposed to American English. So you'll see there's a little bit of texture to it, but not much. It does pour very fast. This is very liquid, this one. And the flavor is kind of the opposite of the smell. It is very ginger forward with a hint of the fruit. And the heat is ginger as well. But it's ginger that keeps growing and growing and growing.
Hiccups.
Yep. And it's definitely not a full Carolina Reaper heat, but it's still pretty darn high.
It's enough to give you hiccups.
And it's a lot more than you expect of a sauce that's primarily ginger and tastes and feels like nothing but ginger and a bit of fruit.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't sound like it'd be one for me if it's really ginger forward.
Yeah, this is very ginger forward. And this is throw it on your stir fry levels of ginger forward. Goes really nicely. There's a bit of pineapple in there as well, though. So, while they mention it for wings, I think it'd be great to drench nuggets in. I think actually, yeah, your iron pineapple chicken might take it well as well. And of course, you know, you fry up some pork. Definitely. It's a goodie. I really like this one, but you do have to like ginger a lot for it. So
Well,
I don't think
funny
this
you
is
mention it.
Luciano's.
Facebook user does.
Good. I'm curious where this appeared on Hot Ones because I haven't actually watched them in a little bit. So I might have to look that up live.
Hooly
I would
chicken.
assume from the heat of it, it's in the latter half. Season 15, apparently. Yeah, let's just mute this tab and watch the light up video. That's probably the easiest way of doing it.
That's
Oh,
not
okay.
fair. We can't see.
That's interesting. It's actually number 5 of the video, which is surprisingly low down to have something that has this kind of reaction. Hooly Hooly, you say, John? Not a name I'm familiar with, but I'm probably just, well, not as aware as I should be. Yeah, genuinely. It's a good fun gimmick for a show. It actually works well to help the interview. And then Sean Evans does an amazing job at it constantly.
Yep.
So yeah, all round, would thoroughly recommend Hot Ones. Wouldn't
Yep.
recommend the game show. The game show was trash. But the
Don't
actual
think I saw a
interview
game
show, that was a goodie.
It's, the interview thing's the only one I've seen.
And finally, I was also given a free pack of these. I was apparently supposed to have them at my card game night, but I don't think they realized my card game night doesn't allow outside food, so I had to bring this home. So previously, Serious Pig have done pickled green chilies. I think, what were they? The really long, pale green ones. I did know the name of them, but it's escaping me right now. Okay, yeah, it is that one. Cool. Thanks, John. Yeah, it's good stuff. I've just never heard it properly named before. Yeah, they did pickled chilies before. For me, they were a bit too sour, but then again, I'm not used to just eating pickles. This is actual pickles with chili. So let's see how they go.
Not a fan of pickles at all.
94% baby cucumber, apparently.
Yep.
And preservative and 2% pickled hot red peppers, which contains hot red pepper powder as well. Then white wine vinegar, finely dried red peppers, preservative again, and acidity regulator. So, a lot of acid, a lot of pickled stuff, a little bit of chili. You can definitely see the red flecks on there, though. While it sounds like there's very little chili from the ingredients, it doesn't look that way. Huh. Maybe I've just not had gherkins before, but wasn't expecting that level of crunch. These don't hold so much juice as their snacking chilies did either, so I'm liking these rather more because they're not an instant burst of sour. I have no idea. This was a free gift. But it contains 40 grams. You can see there's a whole bunch of them in there, and I've had a few out of it already, so it's not as empty as it looks. But there is still a little bit of headspace on the packet. Oh, this one's got a big chunk of pepper on it. That looks like maybe a cayenne, maybe a diablo. Just from the texture of the chili itself. Whatever it is, it doesn't have a lot of heat to it. As I understand it, the Big Mac sauce is part mayo, part ketchup, a little bit of gherkin, a little bit of honey mustard.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's basically every fry sauce or burger shop special sauce in America. Is just that, which is a variation on Thousand Island. And if you want the British version, Prawn Mary Rose. Really not that far off. Yeah. I think these are quite nice. I don't know what they go for. Depending on how much they go for, I may or may not get them again. But I'm a lot happier with these than I was expecting.
Oh, that's
Thanks, Beyond Seattle.
they must have been nice because you've ate them all.
Not quite all of them yet, but I'll probably finish them off camera.
Evening,
In
Katie.
the meantime, I have tiny bits of all my other desserts.
Good to see you, Katie.
Maybe I didn't mix this right because the ginger's coming through really nicely at the end.
Does it dissolve all the way?
There's a tiny bit of sugar residue in the bottom, but I mean, it's practically clean.
It does dissolve. It's not like a powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stirred it in and it seems to dissolve quite nicely.
Interesting.
Better than some of my hot chocolate powders, to be honest.
That's what I'm thinking. It's interesting. It's quite hot and it dissolves.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what we're talking about. I stirred some of that into my hot chocolate earlier. I think genuinely, as long as you mix it in well to the hot chocolate, it's going to be a definite winner there.
I think with the ice cream, it might have
I think
been a
you'll
bit
really
better
enjoy
if you'd
that.
mixed it in as well, rather than because when you try to just eat it off,
Yeah, I think
you
so.
you breathed it in.
Yeah, as a topping, I think it's not very safe, as it were. You will just accidentally cause yourself all sorts of suffering. But mixed into things, I think it has real potential. As we saw with it going into the cheesecake and actually being hidden by the base of the cheesecake and staying contained and
But not being breathed in.
yeah, not making me suffer the same way despite being there, still having the heat, still having the flavor.
I don't know what Sweet Baby Rays are. From Texas.
I believe it's
That's why I don't know
barbecue
what Sweet
sauce.
Baby is.
I could be wrong.
We'll explain why I didn't know what it was.
But yeah, that's what I've had to show off for this week. Been very surprised at how much I enjoy the snacking pickles. Not quite as surprised at how much I enjoy the dessert sprinkle. And then the ginger was just extremely ginger. If you like ginger, you will like it a lot. But you do have to like ginger for this one.
So far, I think it's the dessert sprinkles that are winning it for me because they're just different.
Yeah, I know, right? You don't get very much like this at all. And certainly not at this heat level. I've had one or two sort of grinders of chocolate and chili, but they've all been very mild. Whereas
By the
this is
time,
definitely not.
but usually by the time it goes nice and hot, they don't dissolve very well. Don't know why. It's maybe because there's too much powder in.
Yeah, so if anything, maybe using the super hot makes sense for that. Maybe you need a small amount of a really hot chili for it.
Apparently, you can get that Sweet Baby Ray's in the UK. Test Morrison's and Asda sell it.
Huh.
Have a look. I go in Asda every Monday.
Yeah, I think you're right. The dessert sprinkle probably is the winner of the week. Much as I did enjoy the others.
I was just saying the ginger one, if it hadn't been so ginger forward, maybe, but
Yeah, it's not for you. It's definitely not for you.
how much were the chocolate sprinkles?
They were £8. But I mean,
Good.
a lot of heat in this. They'll go a long way.
It didn't look like you needed to use much. Half a teaspoon seemed to be enough to sprinkle it along.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to get a lot of servings out of that and probably enjoy all of them.
On the top of a flake. Make
On the top of a
a flake
flake.
nice and spicy. Yeah, get a flake. Little coating of that on the top of the flake. You've got a spicy flake.
Yeah, I see it. I'd again just be worried about the inhalation. Maybe melt the surface of the flake with a hairdryer first or something so that it sticks.
Have to try it, see? You've got one, so you can try it.
Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, these were all from the chili shop in Leeds this week, but I mean, you can probably get them elsewhere as well. I don't know for sure. They have a good selection though. Frank's nice, worth checking out. It's a great place.
If you're ever close to the Leeds area and you're a Chilli-head, you have to call in at the shop anyway, because if you don't call in at the shop, there's something wrong with you. It's an experience on its own.
Yeah. That's it for me this week. So catch you next time.
All that is just you do the outro then.
It was my outro. You always do this. You wait until I'm done with the outro, then tell me how to do the outro. Anyway, see you everyone.